Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel. I am Mahogany, also known as Mahogany Maxine, also known as MahoganySims, and thank you so much for checking out my speed build. So today I'm coming out with you with a speed build from 2A Jasmine Suites, which is in the art district, I believe, of San Myshuno. It's one of my more favorite apartments because it's so narrow, so it definitely lends a challenge to the building of it. So yeah, the only thing I can say about this apartment that I don't quite like or understand is the glitch in this building, which allows for solicitors to come in and randomly come through your door even if you've locked the door. So anyway, I believe there's like a mod that you can install to like make that happen less. If you know what I'm talking about, comment below. So you'll see that I changed the door with tool mod. If you don't have tool mod, then it'll just be the regular door, but you don't really need it. I just wanted to change it to go with the style. I didn't change the windows, but I do sometimes. And this build was actually very old. This was right after the bathroom clutter kit came out that I went to build this. It is with CC, so as you can see, it's not vanilla like my last build. I like to be where can I find friendly, so if there's anything that you want, anything specific that you want to know, timestamp it in the comments and say, hey, where'd you get this? But I'm not going to list everything because it would take so much time. If you know, you know, if you like CC. But yeah, I built this a long time ago and I contemplated sharing it because I don't know, I was being a horrible critic on myself and I was like, I don't know, it's old now. I never edited it, so but anyway, it's custom content, so I guess it really doesn't matter. I wasn't featuring the bathroom clutter kit. It just came out right when I decided to build this, so it's a couple packs and kits at this point behind, but it doesn't matter because it's CC. So yeah, this apartment is giving dark vibes, a lot of dark wood tones, grays, browns, and then some brassy tones, so pewter and gold. And this honestly is a style that used to be my personal style in my apartment. Even when I lived in New York, I used to really love like grays, dark browns, like that very dark and sometimes rustic, still modern, but like a sorted rustic style. And I still kind of like it, but I'm leaning more towards more color these days in my personal life. But in The Sims, I still love this style. I think it's very clean. I think it's very chic. And yeah, I think the Sim that lives here is probably someone who makes a lot of money, because you'll see that it gives very CB2 restoration hardware, Jonathan Adler. It gives kind of that style. So definitely someone who makes a lot of money or has no kids or both and is able to just splurge on their wardrobe and their home. A lot of good art on the walls as well. And it is one bedroom for one sim, so no babies, but of course you can always expand your family and move them out or have this as a separate bachelor or bachelorette pad. And I feel like they entertain quite a bit in this very cool kitchen. So right now you'll see I'm working on a bar cart here in the corner, and I thought this bar cart is really cool. I don't use it a lot. It's from the Vintage Glamour pack, I believe, and I don't really use it at all. I don't think I've ever used it in another build, but this custom content by, I believe, House of Harlocks, which is Harry and Felixander, if you're familiar. I just thought this was so fire and went really well in the space, especially because the expensive alcohol on there with the shot glasses. It just looked like really set the tone for who this sim is. Yeah, so on the channel you will see some CC builds here and there. I do love CC. I have quite a bit of CC installed in a separate save file. I think I talked about that last time. So anytime there is, please ask in the comments who is what by. Give me a timestamp to make it a little easier, but I won't always list all of the CC because that would take me a long time. So yeah, I am now working still on the kitchen. I was playing musical chairs with the with the countertops, as you could see. So with the counters, I wanted to go with these. These are from an actual like coffee pack. I believe this is Harry as well. Hey Harry. And I just love the wood strobes in them. Like you can see the wood groves and the, I don't know, it just looks so natural and also very expensive. I feel like with wood where you can see the tree, if that makes sense, it makes it look so much more expensive because it takes a lot to restore and keep trees in that natural state. I feel like a lot of times, especially at like places like IKEA or Target, where I've gotten some of my furniture where they paint over plywood, which is such like so far from the natural state of the wood. So I think this style where you can see the groves and the different colors within the tree, it just looks so expensive and I don't know, very chic. So right now I am working on putting this towel right here using tool mod. It actually took me too long. I cut some of it out because it kept messing up. This is some of the tricky parts of tool mod. I'm not the best at using tool mod. I won't pretend that I'm like a super tool modder, but that did take me quite some time and I took some of it out. Ooh, oh yeah, I forgot I did this. I'm doing the backsplash here to give it some texture variety to show for the backsplash. I love the individual tiles instead of putting a whole wall with tiles. So this is super nice. I wish in kitchens a lot in some of my old apartments it would have this because it would be easier to clean. I feel like, hard tiles are a lot easier to keep clean than say like paint on a wall. Sometimes that's harder. What do you have in your kitchen? Like, what are your go-tos in your kitchen? So I love kitchen clutter, and you'll see that in this build. My personal kitchen, I don't like a lot of clutter because I like my kitchen to look clean. But I feel like in The Sims, because it's very easy to keep a Sims apartment clean, the clutter makes it. So we have some cutting boards here. We have some spices and some oil vinegar situation. I actually do keep oil and vinegar on my counter. I also keep quinoa and my knives, and then spices, that's about it. Everything else is in the counter. I have a lot of seasonings, so I don't have them all out. I keep a lot of them in the cabinet. I have like the big Costco industrial size of like garlic powder and crushed red pepper and adobo, so I can't keep that on the counter. So now I'm working with more clutter just to make it like look both fashionable, but also, like they're an entertainer. They're entertaining their friends. Oh yeah, I put this food down because I imagine they're having people over, they're cooking for them. So we have some chopped veggies and a steak ready to prepare for when their friends come over. I love that. Now, if you're in gameplay and you do have this CC, obviously you can get rid of it, but I think it's beautiful for photos or for machinima if you want to do that. I know a lot of talented simmers are out there who make these beautiful storylines with the things that they can, put in their Sims houses. So putting down this pot, which is beautiful. It looks like a Le Creuset pot, which is, again, very expensive. This place is expensive. They have incredible taste. And it's not just expensive, because sometimes things can be expensive, but also just be tacky. And I don't feel like this Sim is tacky. I feel like this Sim has really great taste, knows a lot of great restaurants, and knows about wine, and knows about really good books, is that type of person. I know I have those kind of people in my life. I can think of like 2 off the bat who just have incredible taste and is always putting me on to new stuff. So I feel like this is that friend. This is the friend who is always hip. So now we're working on the bathroom, and this wall color is actually, I ended up changing it because I realized it was too light for the vibe of the rest of the space and wasn't very practical. So they do have a washer and dryer, lucky them, in the middle of the city. They don't have to go to the laundromat. But yeah, here we go. I'm changing it to black. I was like, the black and the white, it fits, it's stark, it's crisp. So I changed that around, and now I'm putting down more of the tile to make it fit in the area. And then the shower. This is also not the shower I end up going with. This is from Jungle Adventure. I end up going with a CC1 that I think just fit the space a lot better. And then we move on to clutter, which is one of my favorite parts. And this is where you'll see some of the clutter from Bathroom Clutter Kit, but I don't stick with it because anytime I'm building CC, it's like I either go full CC or full vanilla. It's really hard for me to go one or the other, even though I mostly use Maxis Match, so it really does, it's not always clashing. I just feel like if I have the CC, I might as well just use it instead of kind of using stuff that's Maxis, because when I do build with vanilla, then I know I'm going to use it. So this helps me use some of the CC I have, because I have so much and I forget about a lot of it. So I try to commit to just using CC, and so you'll see that, like, I put down the bathroom clutter plunger and then I end up putting it away and I get out a CC plunger a little bit later. So things like that. So now we're putting the shelves up, and with the shelves, I think I love the tile. Like, I feel like they would be actual tile, kind of heavy duty, really built into the wall and not flimsy. I think that is so fly. I've never seen anything like that in person. There's some CC I see and I'm like, oh yeah, I know this exact reference. I know this exact piece of furniture. I've seen it before, you know, a one-to-one reference. But I've never seen like tile shelves like that look super heavy duty. So yeah. Now we're moving on into the bedroom, which I love this wallpaper. I am such a big advocate for wallpaper, and I cannot wait till I'm in a space where I can put up a lot of wallpaper, even the stuff that you can like take down. I would love to do a DIY project where I put up a beautiful wallpaper. There's a lot of really beautiful luxe, rich in color, nice texture wallpaper that's temporary wallpaper, because back in the day the temporary wallpaper did not look as fly as the stuff that I've seen today. So yeah, we're working on the room, and I really want to complement and not clash with this wallpaper that I chose. So I'm making sure I'm getting the right textures, but still showing a little bit of eclecticness to show off that Sims personality. So with the bed, it's like this tweed texture, which I think brings a lot of coolness into the space, because we have the hard brick, we have the dark wood on the floor, and then now we have the smooth surface of the side tables, which I think I get rid of one. I don't remember. I think maybe both end up. I don't quite remember, but we're cluttering the space with things that I think the Sim would need, like a dresser. So that's the next place we're going, which I love this dresser. I don't quite know how it opens. I've seen this, I don't know who makes it, but I've seen something very similar in the wild, not in person, but online. And I don't know how it opens. I don't know if it has drawers or shelves, but it is gorgeous. And the marble detailing on it is something I've never really encountered in my life. And I would love, love, love a piece like that in my life. So now we are moving on into the couch-ish area. I always like to have a little seating area in all the rooms that I build, just to make it extra cozy. I feel like a bedroom needs a sitting area, a place to read, or a place to look at your iPad and catch up on work, so you're not always in bed. I know for me, it's very hard for me to work from bed. I can't do it because bed is for sleep. For me, I need to sleep in bed. I can't eat in bed. I can't read in bed. It's sleep or nothing. So I think a little seating area is always such an added bonus, to just have a separate area to do the lounging. You're still in your bedroom, cozy pajamas, whatever you want, or you just got out the shower, you have a robe on and you want to sit down for a little bit, but just not on the bed. You know, the bed is for sleeping. And I'm sure there's some psychology behind that, but I digress. So now putting a radio up. So maybe I don't get rid of the side tables. I don't think I do. Well, anyway, I thought I did. I thought I got rid of one of them to make more space on the right side, but I guess not. So now I'm futzing with the side tables, which I'm trying to get better at. So again, I built this a long time ago before I really thought I was actually going to put this on YouTube. So I'm trying to get better at not being so knee-jerky with the camera, but as time goes on, I'll definitely get better now that I'm looking at it. Putting some side stuff on the table, and now we're working on the dresser. So I feel like I really cluttered up the dresser, because while this apartment is narrow and long, it doesn't have a lot of good storage. So I feel like a lot of some things are always going to be imperative in the bedroom on the dresser that the sim will use: their book collection, their jewelry, and their toiletries, their perfume or their cologne. So yeah, I wanted to really make that clear in this space. And I love all the books on the left. I think it's just like they have a bunch of coffee table books, but then also books that they actually read. So it's not just all pretty, but stuff that they're actually learning and working towards. And I switch out these vases, but then I end up switching them back. So ignore that. I love the 3 vases, but I end up keeping the other ones, the 2. Yes. So I do put a bookshelf in here, and I like this little caddy corner one. I think it is very fly. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, but it's like a cubby bookshelf. So it took me a while to figure out how I wanted to place the books and make them work in the space, like, and mix with clutter. So you see me kind of go through a bunch of iterations of how I wanted to look. So yeah, because it was a little bit of a struggle, because the slots are very specific and there are a lot of slots on it, which I love that CC creators think about how many slots are on surfaces, which is, an opportunity for the Sims team. But it's hard because I can't BB move objects it, because there's always a slot. So I struggled for a little bit there. And now we're moving on to the art above the bed, which I did not stick with this art, I don't believe. Which now that I look back on it, I actually love this art. So I probably definitely will use it in another build when I do a CC build. And then we're taking the lights from the industrial kit, which for a really long time were my favorite lights. And I still love these lights. I think I used them in every build when they came out, because they just really fit. The light is pretty, not too much have to do there. I love how it's like kind of a yellowy glow, and I know you can change it, but I like it when I don't have to change it. I like it that however it comes, I like it, I keep it that way. Not too much of a, not too much editing there. And oh yes, this little canvas art, which I think is really nice, a good texture. So now we're moving on to the living room, and I skipped some pieces because I think what happened was I forgot to film because I didn't have this piece. So before I put the couch down, I didn't have anything. So you just see some of the living room furniture already being down, which is fine. But yeah, I don't think I filmed it all. So you'll see, again, more texture. We have some stone coffee tables with a wood coffee table for the TV. We have these woven chairs on the right side, and then we have a beautiful buttery leather couch on the back wall, which I think really fits the space really well. Playing with texture, I think even in real life, if you don't maybe have a lot of money and you want to make things look more expensive, mess with your textures. Have different types of textures, but in the same color family. I think that really elevates a space to make it look more warm or more expensive. It really depends on what you're going for, but textures are so key into making a space look inviting. So, and I think that's what like a lot of showrooms do really well. Even IKEA, I love IKEA, and their showroom is always so inviting and enticing. You want to stay there all day because they play with a lot of textures and they perfectly, color match to certain things and play with color theory. So something I always think about. So now I'm working on their work from home space, which is that little desk there, in that back corner, which I love that type of desk where it almost looks like an art desk, like a draft table. But yeah, we're doing the coffee table, getting some clutter down. I didn't want to put too much clutter because I feel like I've put so much clutter in the rest of this house. So just a couple pieces here and there to fill out the space. And then what am I doing in the bathroom? Oh yeah, I put a new piece of art in the bathroom. Sometimes that happens. You're going along the journey and you see something else. You're like, ooh, this will fit in the kitchen. So sometimes you'll see me do that. And now we're almost done. Wow. I did this all in one go. And I think at some point I stopped recording because I didn't have all the footage for the living room. But we're doing the hallway here, which is just like an entryway / hallway with an entryway table, which could be like a console table for some storage, and putting some clutter here, of course, because who doesn't have clutter by their door? I know I do. I don't wear shoes in my house, so we got a lot of shoe clutter by the door. We have key clutter by the door, wallet clutter by the door. So yeah, so putting down books, a plant, and I believe we do a tray table, yeah, with the glasses and some phone and keys. And yeah, I love how this apartment came out. Let me know if you have any feedback or if you want to see more builds with CC on the channel. I would love to know what you folks think. I'm working to like build out the community over here. I also stream on Twitch. All of that will be in the description below. So if you ever want to see me do stuff live and you want to hang out with the peeps, come join us. We're more than happy to have you. I stream typically 2 to 3 days a week, sometimes 4 days a week, depending on how the week is going for me. So feel free to pop on in and say hi. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful day and weekend. I think I'll post this by Friday night. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in the future. Enjoy the screenshots. Bye.